Hey there guys, Reckoning here, and welcome back to Let's Read Katawa Shoujo. Last time, we finished Act 1 and began Act 2, Form. We're at the very beginning of it. Well, we technically started it. We saw the CG. So yeah, we started it. And in this one, we will formally start Act 2, Form. So let's do that. My alarm's beeping shadows the early morning quiet, and I found myself wondering where to find the motivation to rise. Class is still quite far off, but I agreed to run with Emmy in the mornings. Really, I'm not that interested in running as a hobby, or even as a possible life-lengthening exercise. However, I feel obligated to follow through on my promise to Emmy yesterday, which is why I find myself throwing on some running shorts and a light t-shirt. The cool morning air caresses my face as the morning sunshine causes the dew on the grass to sparkle, nearly blinding me at first. As I make my way down to the track, an ugly thought strikes me. What if this is some kind of joke that Emmy's playing on me? Would that surprise me, really? Hell, I'd probably do it to the new guy, too. At the very least, I'm sure Emmy and Ren made a bet on whether or not I'd actually show up. I feel a sense of trepidation as the track comes into view. You're late! It would seem that Emmy's already there. What a relief. Not according to my watch. We were both early, in fact. Damn, you got me there. Emmy's sitting on the bleachers, decked out in her running gear, waiting somewhat patiently for me. I'm glad you're actually here. I was afraid that this was a joke or something. Nah, I'd never make someone get up for nothing. Plus, Ren owes me 500 yen now. She didn't think you'd actually show up. I knew it! Nice to know Emmy was on my side, at least. Emmy huffs off the bleachers and begins stretching out. She's remarkably lithe, almost like a dancer. I set out to stretch as well, but then realized I don't exactly remember how to stretch properly. It's been ages since I stretched for anything, if you don't count my one stint in running last week. And even then, I don't think I actually stretched beforehand. The specter of my long hospital stay rises up again. I can't say I was all that active before the hospital stay though, so maybe I'm just being morose. Emmy giggles as she watches me stretch out. No, Hisao, you gotta hold it for longer than that. I'm trying, it kinda hurts a little. Ha, that's because you're out of shape. You gotta get some flexibility in you, like this. To demonstrate, Emmy reaches down and puts her head through my legs. Puts her head through her legs. God bless you, Emmy. I see, is that the sort of thing I should strive for? Of course, flexibility is important for any runner. You'll be able to go faster the more you stretch out. That makes no sense to me, but Emmy seems to believe it's true. With Emmy's help, I managed to stretch myself out properly. I can't help but notice when she thinks about how to explain things to me, her mouth scratches up in concentration. It's adorable. Not bad, Hisao. Come on, we better start running. Start off with a mile. Just a mile, okay? That's 4 laps around the track. Got it? That sounds fine to me. It shouldn't be too hard, right? A hazy memory of running a mile for gym class surfaces in my mind. Yeah, it wasn't that bad. Emmy sets a pretty good pace, and I fall in behind her. Try to keep up, okay, Hisao? Roger. We run the first curve without incident, though I can already feel my heart rate increasing slightly. By the second curve, I've started to breathe through my mouth. Emmy doesn't seem to be breaking a sweat. As if to punctuate her superiority, she turns around and starts running backward. You doing okay, Hisao? Never better. Oh really? Maybe I should speed up then, Oh, no, wouldn't want you to overexert yourself. My heavy panting and wheezing makes the statement less convincing than I had hoped. Emmy simply smiles and turns around again. You're the boss, Hisao. We'll stay at this pace. I get the feeling that I'm being mocked. If I weren't in such terrible shape, I'd probably feel offended. On my third lap, my breath is coming in ragged gasps. I'm also awash in my own sweat. Gross. We run the curve to start our 4th lap, and Emmy looks back at me with a grin. Here we go! She takes off at blinding speed while I stubbornly stick to my slower pace. By the time I get to the first turn, she's already rounding the second. As I struggle around the back stretch, Emmy continues running and catches up to me. Come on, Hisao, you can do it! I'd answer her, but I'm too focused on getting air into my lungs and ignoring the burning in my leg muscles. Part of me wants to say something like, maybe you can, but I'm about to die here. But, again, I doubt I can actually form words right now. Emmy keeps pace with me as I round the second turn and cross the finish line. Her sprint seems to have gotten her sweating. It's actually caused her shirt to turn slightly translucent. It seems she wears a black sports bra. I feel a vague stab of guilt for being the sort of guy who stares at a girl's chest, but my legs and chest are burning so badly I can't bring myself to care that much. Not bad for a first effort, Sal. Kind of you to say so. Emmy seems to be, if not out of breath, at least breathing a little more heavily than she was before we started running. Must have been the sprint that did it. Hey, I gotta get a few sprints in. You should walk around the track to cool down. Then we can stretch out and we'll be all done, okay? Sounds great. My legs are on fire, my breathing is still heavy, but surprisingly my heart seems to be taking the strain well. Another triumph of medical science, I suppose. You should put your hands behind your head. It makes it easier to catch your breath. Surprisingly, she's right. I begin to stroll around the track, happy to feel my breath coming back to me. There's a blur as Emmy sprints by me. Watching her run is absolutely fascinating. It's not just because she's on prosthetics, though that is interesting. The really interesting thing is the way her face changes. I can only catch glimpses of it as she runs by, but her eyes seem to come alive with a sort of fierce joy. It's as if there's nothing else in the world but her and the track. I think this comes up later in the story, which is probably why it's being mentioned now. By the time I've gotten to the final stretch, Emmy seems to have finished her sprinting. She's breathing heavily now, but she's wearing a satisfied grin on her face. She waves to me cheerily as I near her. Feeling better, right? Actually, yeah. Do you want to take another lap around with me? I gotta cool down too, you know. Part of me would rather sit down and not move, but something tells me that wouldn't be a bad idea. Besides, if I sit down, there may be no getting back up again. Sure, why not? Emmy's got her hands behind her head now as well, which makes her seem very relaxed. The positioning of her arms also pulls her shirt up ever so slightly so I can see a small strip of her belly. I do my best to act the gentleman and not look, but the contrast of her skin against her red running shorts is rather arresting. So how do you feel, Sal? Surprisingly good, actually. I'm sore and tired, but surprisingly good. As soon as I say it, I realize that it's true. Sure, part of me wants to lay down and die, but I feel like I've accomplished something. It's almost like a glow throughout my body that persists despite the soreness. Yeah, that's the runner's high. Runner's high? Yeah, it has something to do with adrenaline? Emmy thinks for a moment as we walk, trying to remember. Then she shrugs and grins at me. I don't actually remember. It's a good feeling, though, isn't it? Better than sex, right? I open my mouth to respond shortly before processing what she's just said. Emmy watches my face for a few moments before bursting into laughter. Sorry, I couldn't resist. You're just too easy. Why'd I agree to run with you again? Emmy just laughs harder. She takes hold of my forearm and tilts it, allowing her to get a better view of my watch. Her face changes the moment she sees the time. Oh no, we better get a move on us, Sal. Class is in an hour and I need to shower. I should probably do that as well. Need to see the nurse, too. Maybe you'll write me a note for being late. Why do you need to see the nurse? Emmy points to our prosthetics, as if that would explain everything. It's important to check for irritation. You know, from sweat or friction or anything. That also comes up later in the story. Damn. The things you notice when you actually read the story. Fantastic. Normally I go after practice, but only go after practice, but if we're going to be doing these morning runs, then I guess I'll see him twice a day. Wait, so Emmy's only started doing these runs since I showed up? If it's more convenient for you to run with me at a later time... Don't be silly, I've been meaning to start running in the morning for a while now. But if I didn't have a partner to run with, I'd be less likely to keep up a routine. It's always harder to blow off a commitment if you're going to let someone else down, you know? So you'd be my running partner for the mornings. We both need the exercise, so it all works out, don't you think? Yeah, perfect. Did it have to be me, though? Well, I guess I can't complain too much. Emmy's pretty fun to hang out with. And she's right. I do need the exercise. Doctor's orders, even. Emmy waves a quick goodbye to me. Right, I'm off. Come have lunch with us, okay? What? Lunch, you know, the meal, in the middle of the day. Come have it with us. Where? The rooftop. Ren likes it up there. When? Lunchtime. When else? That was a silly question. Yeah, but I sort of felt the need to ask all three for completeness' sake. Amy laughs and grins. I don't think I've ever seen a girl smile so much before. Not bad, Sal. See ya. With that, she takes off like a shot for the school building. Guess she's gonna see the nurse first. I hurry back to my room and hop in the shower, only to find that the water takes a while to heat up. The shock of the cold water nearly kills me. I managed to warm the water a bit and spend some quality time feeling my muscles loosen. My heart, surprisingly, feels the least bothered by the run. I suppose that's a good thing, even if it does make me feel like a bit of a wuss. I mean, I'd at least have an excuse beyond I'm out of shape if my heart were bothering me. Guess I'll have to keep this running thing up, otherwise I'm sure Emmy won't let me hear the end of it. It's only after I get out and dry myself that I realize there's only 10 minutes left to put my clothes on and get to class. Crap. The hands on the clock finally set me free from the tedium of yet another fun-filled class. Getting up from my seat proves to be more than a problem than I expected. My legs are killing me from this morning's run. Maybe doing this with Emmy isn't such a hot idea after all. Still, the run's given me a hell of an appetite. I'm halfway down the hallway to the cafeteria when I remember that I've got my lunch with me. My parents saw fit to provide me with some prepackaged stuff when I moved in, and a good thing, too. The hallway is packed with students headed for the cafeteria. Going back is like swimming upstream, but I got an appointment to keep on the rooftop. It takes me a moment to find the staircase leading up to the rooftop, but I'm willing to bet that Emmy and Ren aren't up there by now anyway. In fact, I think I saw Emmy among the bodies in the hallway headed for the cafeteria. I step out of the door to the roof and take a deep breath. The fresh air blowing against my face and body almost makes my legs hurt less. Maybe if I'm upside down. Part of me wants to be surprised that Ren's already up here. What's that going to accomplish? Things in the clouds. Couldn't you just look at them right side up? Ren rolls her eyes in something approaching exasperation. Then I wouldn't get a new perspective. Is upside down really a new perspective? Ha! That caught her off guard. Ren looks pensive. You may have a point. Maybe sideways. As Ren lays down on the bench to look at the sky, I give up. Fortunately, Emmy chooses that moment to burst through the door carrying 2 bags. She nearly takes the door off the hinges. Sorry it took me so long. There were a ton of people in line. She drops the first bag in front of Ren and takes a seat on the bench next to her. You buy Ren's lunch for her? Sometimes, yeah. I'd have Ren buy my lunch for me in return, but I'm not sure how she'd carry it. Plus, I'd never buy her lunch. If Ren's offended by Emmy's comment, she doesn't show it. Emmy sniffs. How ungrateful of you. I'm not sure whether the two are joking with one another or from witnessing the beginnings of a catfight. The 2 girls stare at another for a few tense moments before breaking into smiles. Hey Emmy, do you think being upside down is a new perspective on things? Didn't I already have this conversation? Emmy looks thoughtful, apparently giving the question some thought. After a deep and profound pause, she speaks. I have no idea. Well, at least she's as lost as I am. Hey, sir, you're coming to the track meet, right? The question comes out of the blue and catches me off guard. I don't know yet? Honestly, Esau, after I went through all the trouble letting you run with me in the morning, you won't even show up at my track meet? Wasn't she the one that asked me to run with her? Actually, she didn't even give me a choice in the matter. Wait, no, I didn't say that. She beams at me as if I'd just agreed to give her $1 million. So you will come after all. That's great. I didn't say that either. I'll be going too, so I'll make sure he comes, Emmy. Good idea, Ren. Maybe we can get some food or something after the meet's over? I feel like I've just been conned, but not by these two. More like some outside force pushing me irrevocably toward my destiny. Or maybe I shouldn't read books that feature conspiracy theories so heavily. Otherwise, I might wind up sounding like Kenji. Still, I suppose I gotta show up now. I don't think I could stand against both of them being disappointed. I'd never hear the end of it. When is it again? Next week, silly. I told you that a few days ago. No, you didn't. I forgot? Well, you won't forget to come, though, will you? Of course I won't. We'll even make a note on a calendar or something. Ren nods sagely. That's probably a good idea, you know. Unless time changes its course. It can do that? Ren gives a non-committal shrug. It hasn't yet, but you never know. This time it's Emmy who gives a shrug. I suppose it can't be helped if it happens. Not unless you're a time traveler or something. You don't actually think that could happen, do you? I don't think we do. Do we? Ren shrugs again. That seems to be her default response to everything. I suppose not, but I reserve the right to change my opinion at a moment's notice. For Ren, this statement makes a disturbing amount of sense. The fact that I realize this now frightens me a bit. I wonder if Emmy gets this feeling all the time. If she does, she's not showing it, though. Emmy merely nods. As expected. What's that supposed to mean? This time it's Emmy who shrugs. It's like she's using Ren's own weapons against her. Your response is the sort of thing I'd expect from you, that's all. Am I really that predictable? Emmy's smile seems to border on gloating. Nah, it's just your unpredictability is pretty predictable. Well, that's alright then. I don't get a chance to see whether Ren's being serious or not as the bell rings. I didn't notice the lunch period slipping by at all. Hanging out with these two was far too interesting. Emmy jumps up, a look of panic on her face. Oh no, I need to pop by my room to pick up my notebook for the next class. Don't you wish you had a time machine now? Ren seems rather smug as she delivers this line, like she just won an argument. Emmy ignores Ren's comment. Sorry, Asa, but could you make sure our garbage gets thrown away? I usually clean up myself, but I gotta run. Sure, no problem. Emmy darts away with an urgency I'm starting to expect from her. I don't bother asking Ren why she couldn't help. She already seems to be preoccupied with something else entirely as she wanders off. Probably something to do with clouds. She likes clouds. She's probably used to Emmy taking care of cleanup, and for some reason I doubt Emmy's ever raised the issue with her. Cleaning up from lunch doesn't take too long, so I have plenty of time to toss out garbage and get to class. Misha greets me with a wave and a devious grin as I walk through the door. Didn't see you in the cafeteria, He-chan. Yeah, I decided it was too crowded there. Misha's grin gets even wider. Oh, really? Are you sure you weren't participating in an illicit rendezvous? Kinda did that. It's illicit rendezvous? Something like that. What? What are you talking about? You're on the roof, right? With both Ren and Emmy, no less. You Casanova, you. We just had lunch, that's all. Misha burst into laughter, drawing the attention of several of my classmates. Wah! You're so adorable when you blush like that, He-chan. She gives me a conspiratorial wink. Don't worry, your secret's safe with me. There's no secret. Oh? Misha seems disappointed and then brightens up again. Time will tell. I don't know what the hell she's talking about, but blessedly our teacher comes in and the class starts. Another day of class has finally dragged itself to a close. Unexpectedly, I managed to stay awake for the whole day. I'm pretty sure that counts as a miracle. My legs seem unwilling to stand up for a moment. I guess the run took a lot out of me. I head down the hallway and make my way to my room. I sit down and half-heartedly chip away at my homework for a while, feeling like a vulture picking a particularly unsavory carcass. I know this is what it eats, but it's not. It knows this is what it eats, but it's not sure that it shouldn't be ordering takeout instead. I don't think I can take this, but it's important to get my work done. Now let's see. What was I supposed to be looking over again? I know it's a losing battle, but I fight it anyway. Halfway through my math homework, I put my pencil down. This isn't working. I need a distraction. Unfortunately, my options for distractions are rather slim. I'm not in the mood to read right now. Kenshi is unusually out of his room at the moment. If I go to the student council room, I'll just end up doing work for those two. And heaven only knows where everyone else is, except for... well, I suppose that's an option. I grab my shoes and head for the track. Emmy's probably down there. Track practice is just ending as I arrive at the track. The sun's beginning to dip low in the sky. Has it really gotten that late already? What are you doing down here, Hisao? Come to spy on me, have you? I give a shrug. To be honest, I'm not sure why I'm down here. I didn't have anything better to do. I figure that's about right. At the moment, Emmy's the only person I can think of who I can visit. So I'm your last resort, am I? Nobody cool around, so I just go see Emmy. Is that what you thought? She actually looked angry. A chance for some teasing of my own presents itself. Actually, yeah, I guess you are. Emmy pouts, widening her eyes to give the maximum amount of puppy dog resemblance. Kidding! I was kidding! So you're down here to stalk me. Wait, what? That's not what I meant! Why would I stalk you anyway? It's not like you require stalking. If you're not a sleeper in class, you're down here, right? Emmy laughs at this comment. Well, you're not all wrong, I suppose, but you forgot about eating. I do that too, you know. I nod, conceding the point. Plus, I hang out with Ren sometimes too, so I might take some effort to stalk. What do you two do together anyway? You don't seem to have a lot in common. She puts her hands on her hips and assumes a superior air. That's what you think. I got all sorts of hidden hobbies, you know. Oh, really? Like what? Amy puts her head to one side as if she's trying to remember what it is she does in her free time. Well, Ren and I go out shopping sometimes. I guess that makes sense. Emmy's a girl after all. And Ren? Ren comes with you? We usually swing by the art supply store. Plus she likes the music store that sells all kinds of weird sounding stuff. She says it helps focus her. That makes a little more sense. I see. Any other hidden hobbies? Emmy wags a finger at me. Now, why would I go and reveal all my dark secrets to you? We hardly know one another. Somehow I think that's all Emmy has in the way of hobbies. Still, I don't think my question's been answered. Even if you do have a few hobbies, I don't see why you hang out with Ren so much. I mean, she's kind of weird, isn't she? This comment causes Emmy to laugh loudly. Ha! That's the understatement of the year! So why? I mean, you're a lot better at conversation and stuff, so I figure you'd hang with a lot of people. But I think I've only ever seen you with Ren. Emmy seems unusually defensive. Hey, I hang out with plenty of people that aren't Ren. You just don't see me doing it because I'm not in your classes. Okay, but that still doesn't explain why you hang out with Ren. Not even sure why I want to know this. I guess it's because lunch was so strange. Emmy shrugs, looking for a moment very Ren-ish. It's because we have similar outlooks. God damn. If you were to ask me the least likely answer to my question, that would be it. What do you mean? It's like... Okay, Ren paints and stuff, right? Yes. Not sure where this is going. Well, I run. And that's why we're similar. You lost me. Maybe friends is trying to figure out her answer. Well, maybe it's that we do things for the same reasons. Huh? I see what Emmy's getting at here. You know, we follow our passions. So you're passionate about running and Ren's passionate about art, is that it? Well, sort of. Let me think. Well, Ren explained it to me once, but I don't know how much of it I followed. Not surprising. I think any explanation from Ren would probably confuse anyone. She says we both chase after an extreme. Like she's always been trying to find a new way to show a particular feeling or something. And I run because of the feeling I get from it. And since we don't allow ourselves to be slowed down by anything, making connection based on that. What do you mean slowed down by anything? Amy looks surprised and points to her legs. You know, because I'm a runner, and Ren's a painter even without arms. So we respect each other's determination. And that's why we hang out. I think. I'm not sure that made any sense to me, but from Emmy's sheepish expression, she's not sure about it either. Really? That made perfect sense to me. God damn it. God damn it, Sal. God damn it, Sal. Honestly, it's not something I think about much. We just get along. I think that's all that really matters. I suppose she's got a point there. Another question strikes me. Since I got nothing better to do, I ask it. So what got you into running, anyway? Oh, I've been running since I was really little. My dad was a runner, and as soon as I could walk, he started teaching me how to run. It was our father-daughter thing, you know? Our own mutual hobby. A shadow crosses her face, and I'm shocked to see her looking sad. Did something happen between them? Yeah, you could say that. Man, I don't have a lot of time left. Sorry, but I gotta get a few more laps in before I go see the nurse. She races off around the track, hair streaming in the wind. It seems to me she's going a lot faster than she was this morning. As she runs the track, I catch a glimpse of her face. It's as much the same as it was this morning, but her eyes seem to have taken on a harder edge. I guess she's right. I don't really know much about her. I watch her run for a little while, then stand up to head back to my room. Hey! She spots me leaving and waves to catch my attention. Don't forget, same time tomorrow morning, got it? Got it. I head back to my room. Homework beckons. I can't sleep. My body's tired, but my mind is kept awake, staring at the ceiling in the hollow darkness of my room. I grasp desperately for a thread of thought, hoping that I can run my brain into the ground. All I can think of now is how I can't think of anything. This is not productive at all. What if this is a side effect of my medication, though it seems odd for it to take so long to show up? Then again, maybe I'm just not as used to my new surroundings as I'd like to think. I don't know, but for whatever reason, I'm awake and I shouldn't be. This is ridiculous. Ignoring my body's stiffness, I get out of bed and look at my clock. 4 in the morning. Last I checked it was only 1, so maybe I slept a little. I don't know. I throw on some clothes and head out of my room. A walk might do me some good. I'm surprised at how chill the air is compared to the relative warmth of the day. I can almost see my breath as I wander the campus, waiting for the sun to come up for me to fall asleep. At this point, either option works for me. I find myself at the track, where for the first time, Emmy's not out running. I suppose that makes sense. It's too early, even for her. The bleacher seats are cold, but at this point I welcome the sensation. The sun is starting to show its face over the horizon, and I know with an awful certainty that I'll get no more sleep tonight. The sun's steadily strengthening rays start to warm me up, and I watch the dew on the ground begin to steam slightly. My mind calms down a little. Someone's shaking me. Hey, wake up! Huh? Where? What? I guess I fell asleep after all. What are you doing out here? You're gonna catch a cold or something. I rub my eyes and am confronted by Emmy, who bends over me with a worried expression. I'm still a little groggy, so my response comes out in a mumble. Couldn't sleep. Watch the sun come up. Sounds like something Red would say. I shrug, feeling the stiffness that comes with sleeping on a bench for a few hours. Is it? I wouldn't know. Emmy grins a little at my somewhat cranky response. So, couldn't sleep, eh? Obviously we need to run you harder today. Even though I've only known her for about a week, this seems a very Emmy-ish response to the problem. Yeah, I would think so. Hey, my body was plenty exhausted after yesterday. My mind was just racing, that's all. I don't see the difference. If you run hard enough, your brain will get tired too. I'm seriously questioning the wisdom of doing this first thing in the morning. I don't know if my grades would be able to handle me tiring my brain out like that. Abby pulls me up from the bleachers with surprising strength for someone her size. Now come on, Sal, we got work to do. I don't actually know if I'm up to this today, to be honest. I mean, I obviously didn't get much sleep, and what sleep I got was on the bleachers. I don't know, should I really be running? Emmy glares at me. Good heavens. What are you talking about? Of course you should be running. How else do you expect me to work out the kinks? You've been sleeping on the bleachers for heaven's sake. Best way to get that soreness out is to run a little. Now stop hiding in the bleachers to get down here. No arguing that. I'm pretty sure she'd kill me if I didn't do as she said. I get to my feet and hop down to the track. The sun is warming things up rather nicely, I think. Emmy and I begin to stretch out, and I find myself once again hard-pressed not to stare. If this is how I have to wake up every day, I might be able to get used to this. You know, Sal, it's not polite to stare. I wasn't staring, I swear. Abby raises an eyebrow and considers me for a minute, as if evaluating my response. There's a brief moment where I'm afraid for my life. Then she smiles and laughs, shaking her head slowly. Honestly, you didn't have to deny it so strenuously. In response, I clap my hands together and go for a change of subject. So, that's enough stretching, right? Amy gives a casual shrug. Do you feel stretched? That's really how you tell. Well, I do feel up to the run, if that's what she means. Yeah, I feel ready to go. Ready to go? Ready. Same as yesterday, okay? We'll just run for a mile at a steady pace. Don't worry about going really fast. Just worry about keeping the pace. Got it? You're the boss. Emmy grins again, and we take off around the track. I think I'm going to die. We're not even done with the first lap, and my legs are on fire. My breath is coming in ragged gasps. I feel sweat pouring down my brow. And we've only now just rounded the second turn. Come on, Asai, you got 3 more laps to go. I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't do this. I think I might hurl. Somewhere on the second lap, Amy's not even sweating. How can she do this so effortlessly? For some reason, I'm still moving. She's like a machine. Third lap. What happened to the second? Almost there, Sal. Liar, we've got another 2. Nothing to be done. I can't do this. Amy whirls around and begins running backward. Her face is a mask of anger that surprises me. Never say that. If you say that, you've already lost. Keep moving. If you're alive, you can keep moving, damn it. Whoa, language. We're on the 4th lap now. She really seems to want me to keep going. Legs move, move, move. They feel so sluggish. I'm in mud, or molasses, or tar. I can't go on. I'll go on. Final stretches, Hal. Give it all you've got. I pump my legs as fast as they'll go. They keep refusing to obey my commands. Somehow, I keep moving. Somehow, I finish. That's it, Sal. I knew you had it in you. The anger Emmy showed a lap ago is gone, replaced with pride. She's positively radiant, like she just won the gold medal or something. I stagger to a stop and fall on my hands and knees, gasping for air. My heart is pounding far harder than it has in a long time. I don't think it's done this since... Oh, God. Please slow down, Heart. Just slow down. Stop racing. I cough and for some reason feel a grin crossing my face. So this is how I die, huh? Trying to stay healthy? How ironic. I'm all ready to give up right there. But then, I feel my heart slow down. 2 hands grab under my arms and tug upward. I look up and see Emmy standing over me with a mixture of delight and worry. On your feet! Come on, you never catch your breath that way. Somehow I manage to stand. I try to raise my arms above my head, but they feel like lead. I start to walk around the track while Emmy keeps close to me, like she's afraid I'll fall over or something. She may not be far off. I feel terrible, and say so. Emmy laughs. But you finished, didn't you? You said you couldn't, but you did. Isn't that worth it? I'm not sure, and I really don't have the breath to say so. That small grin I felt on my face earlier hasn't left. So what if my heart's weak? I still survived this morning. Maybe I'll survive tomorrow, too. Alright, I think there I shall end off the episode. So next time on Let's Read Katawa Shoujo, we will continue through Emmy's arc and do other things. I don't know what they're going to be Okay. Can't talk. Yeah. So anyway, I'm reckoning. You, the viewer, give me a like if you like this video. Give me a comment telling me whatever you want to tell me. And until next time, stay healthy.